Okay, so now we're going to start to talk about the project setup. This section covers the tools that I recommend you using. A side note will be that if you already have your own setup and can be used to achieve the goal that we established of completing the project, you are welcome to use those tools. No problems on that part. Just make sure that um, there could be differences on the implementation. Those differences will be established by the tools that you're using. If you are new, I recommend you following the instructions of completing or using the tools that I use right here. It doesn't mean that it's obligatory. Also take into account that this setup depends on the computer or the machine or the system that you're using. So it could be possible that you have to use or add additional features or implementations or corrections sometimes in the installation of these specific tools. First thing that I'm going to talk about right here is about the code editor. I selected Visual Studio Code. It's just a personal preference. Um, right here, you will be able to see that it provides support for different uh, operative systems. Also, the installation, in my opinion, it's extremely simple, just following the prompts that it will display to you. Also, another alternative that I will suggest, online editors is not completely obligatory, but if you want to use the cloud to implement code, one suggestion could be Fiddle. There are multiple other tools that could be used with this towards reaching this goal. That's about code editors. Now we're going to talk about the APIs that we will be using right here. Take into account that for these tools it will not be necessary to install anything. Later in the explanations we are going to see the implementation, but at this point I can tell you that you don't have to install anything. So first one is Leaflet, that is for the maps. Second one is Chart.js. This one will be used for our charts to display the information. This one is to display geolocalization. So right here, everything that you will find is the tutorials, the documentation, implementations, examples. So my recommendation is not memorizing everything right here. It would be impossible. I recommend you approaching this with the option of going to the what you want to implement itself and analyze the examples, also documentation file. So yeah, right here we have both libraries. Now we're going to talk about the APIs, the building blocks of this project. First thing that I want to mention is that at this point we're going to keep it simple by not implementing APIs where we need to authenticate or where we need to establish API keys or additional steps. So for that reason we selected nationalize and rest countries. On the first one, which is nationalized, we're going to get information given by a specific name. And in the second one, rest countries, we're going to receive information from a specific country that we make the query on. So again, right here is everything that is necessary, the documentation once again. So I hope that this information is helpful and we are all set to start building our project.